there is something called moving averages, which are there depending upon the price of that share over a period of 5 days, 7 days, 15 days, 20 days, 50 days, 100 days, 200 days. Now, normally in Indian markets or normally in every market, a 200-day moving average is the average price of the share over the past 1 year. As they say that you have 365 days in a year, right? And you have 52 weeks in 1 year. So when you take a 52-week period, you have 5 working days per week. So you, in actual effect, you have about 250 maximum days of trading available to you in 1 year. Remove another about 20-30 working days as holidays or any reason why the stock markets were shut down. That gives you about 220 trading days in 1 year. So a 200-day moving average would always be talking to you about an average price of a share over the past 1 year. Clear?
Yep.
Similarly, you have a 100-day moving average, which talks of 6 months. You have a 50-day moving average, which talks of 3 months. A 20-day moving average, which is a 1 month. A 5-day moving average, which is a 1 week. Now, a lot of professional traders, Raj, this goes for you if you want to pick up a swing trade, would look at the way moving averages are moving. If my 5-day moving average moves from below a 200-day moving average and cuts through a 200-day moving average, it means my that script, that counter has just started a positive move and has moved into a 200-day moving average. So as it keeps climbing up further, the direction it will take is it will cut first 200, then cut the 100, then cut the 50, and then cut the 20. All right. Now, when a 20-day moving average cuts a 50-day moving average from below, it is called a golden crossover. That means that counter or that share or that company, the price has now got momentum and has moved from into a greener territory from a 3-month moving average. So he will tend to move towards his 20-day moving average and then go further up. So you would tend to buy when a share is cutting, when the price moves from below a 50-day moving average to a 20-day moving average, moves in from below a 50-day moving average, you get a golden crossover. So you tend to buy when you get a golden crossover. Similarly, there is something called moving averages, which are there depending upon if the price is coming down and a 20-day moving average cuts into a 50-day moving average from top to down, it is becoming weak. Now that is called a dead cross. That means it is now going to fall further. It's becoming weak. So I would sell if I see that crossover. Now I'm just giving this to you. I don't know if you can get this, understand this very easily now or not. Or are you understanding this?
Maybe if you can take example of this bank nifty and show on the graph with these examples, it might be easier to understand.
All right. All right. Now this is the site icharts.in. It's a free site. This is primarily meant for India market. In this, you can go into either charts or you can go into screeners. If you go into charts, just charts.
Yeah.
In the chart, come lower down.
Yeah.
And your EMAs are 20 and 50. Lovely.
20, 50 and 200.
Great. Remove lower indicators. Or you put RSI, CCI and Williams R, which is my favorite.
Okay.
Instead of MACD.
So Williams R.
Keep it at 11 or 13. I like to play on odd numbers or on Fibonacci numbers. RSI and CCI.
CCI
19.
and
RSI 13. Refresh your chart.
So this red is EMA 20, blue is EMA
Yeah.
50, and
50.
green is EMA 200.
Green is EMA 200. All right. Now, can you zoom into the charts where they are cutting across from top to bottom? All right. Now, what happens is Now when the EMA 20 has crossed EMA 50 and from top to bottom, it's a dead cross. Now look at the way it started falling. What was the rate at which it crossed? It crossed at the rate of almost about 12,090.
Yeah.
See the way it fell down. Straight fall. And then it moved up, and again the golden crossover happened over here, exactly here. Exactly here. What is the rate now?
10,326.
That's it. So you got how many points fall before you could buy back?
Almost 1,700.
So that is the advantage. And in what duration?
So this was on 20th of February, and it started picking up in June 8th. So which is like under 4 months.
In under 4 months, you had 1,700 points of Bank Nifty. Multiply that by 25, which is one lot of Bank Nifty, and that gives you the earning in just one Bank Nifty. Now, if you bought it at the crossover, you bought at what rate? The lowest rate is 10,120. Remember, you buy it at 10,120. All right. Now, the red, which is a 20 EMA, moves, crosses the 200 again, and gains further strength. Now keep moving to your right. 10,120 is what you have bought. On what date was that?
8th of June.
Yeah. And the red has still not taken a dip. It has not yet crossed below 50. Though the market came down, corrected, but it moved up. You bought at 120, current price is almost 12,000 or 11,800. Now this is pure EMA gain. Raj, you could do this if you wanted to play on your stocks. Similar thing could be a swing trade for you there. But this is on a day-to-day chart. When we bought it, Kamal?
8th of June.
8th of June. So June, July, August, September, October is about 5 months. In 5 months, you have made a comfortable 1,700 points. So in 10 months, you made a 3,400 point profit on a Bank Nifty. And you're almost identically at the same value at which you had sold initially. And you still have more strength in you because your moving averages have moved up. Now, this is typically a moving average crossover play which we would do. Now, the same thing can be converted to a day trade, to a week trade, to a month trade also. But time frame will change. I will convert this to a day trade if I keep my time bar of only 1 minute candlestick. Same, I will play on 1 minute candlestick. It will work there also. Now, in this case, if I am running into my profit till the red line does not cross the blue line, I will continue to be in the trade. Minute it touches and crosses below the blue line, I will exit my trade. Why? Because I have gone long in the first week of June. I will wait for it and carry forward till my red line doesn't cross over from top to down the blue line, which is a 50-day moving average. Now, if you can convert your EMAs, Kamal, same chart, convert your EMAs to 5, 13 and 29. Now, here, what have I done? I have reduced my EMAs to a narrower margin. Still, if you look at it, the same time, on the same day, the crossover happened for all the three. Red crossed both green and blue almost on the same day. Am I right, Kamal?
Yes.
Right? But I turned over and I bought at April 9th and we had sold on Feb 20th. So February 20th we sold off and April 9th I again buy. Why? Because my red has just cut out from the bottom into the blue trend line. So now what did I buy at and what did I sell it? I bought at about 9130, highest point of the day. And I sold at the lowest point of February 20th, which was about 12,040. All right, 12,040. I sold at the lowest point of the day at 12,040. I buy back a month and a half later at the highest point of the day, which was
On April 9th at
9130. So I sold at 12,140 and I bought it back at 9130. A 3,000 point profit in just less than a month and a half. So I did not wait for that bigger duration EMAs. I worked on a very strong closer EMAs, right? Now, Kamal, can you come to your further the next dip which happened? Yes, around here. What date was this?
May 27th.
That is when we had bought when we were using the earlier EMAs. Now look at the way the red, it did even cross over once. It crossed over once only in when it touched 11,500. Yes, that's it. So it moved from 9,000 to 11,500 is about 2,500 points without touching and crossing the blue line. And again, a few days later, over here exactly, again crosses and goes up. Now this is what? 11,550. Currently at 12,000. Another 400 points jump. And what date was that?
This was October 5th.
And what date is it today?
17th October.
In 2 weeks, you had about 400 point jump. Atif, you are seeing the power of a moving average. We can do this on any share, any markets of the world. Anything which is concerning stock market, this will work.
Hi Vivek, sir, this is Aditya. I've got a quick question if I can ask you.
Sure, Aditya.
Yes, thanks for explaining this. One question that I've got is, like, when you're looking at the moving averages, right, just wanted to understand, because I missed the initial part, like on what basis are we choosing the numbers, whether it's 5, 13, 29 or 20, 50 and 200?
These are random numbers. I have chosen 5, 13 and 29. I'll give you my logic of using it. Kamal, let's come down. I've used 5 moving exponential because that is 1 week of trading.
Okay.
Right? I've used 13. I could have used 15 also. That would have given me 3 weeks of trading.
Okay.
And 29 because that gives me 6 weeks of trading. Since there are 5 days in a week for trading, those gives me 6 weeks of trading. So I'm using 6 weeks moving average.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I can use any number. These are my choice numbers I've used, and I love working on odd numbers which are very unique in the sense they are prime numbers. All 3 numbers are prime. They are not divisible by any other number.
Yeah.
I could use what the world uses, which is a 5, 20 and a 50 also.
Okay.
But what happens is when I use 5, 20 and 50, everybody in the stock market, 99.99% people are using the same technique.
Oh, so it means that by putting these numbers, we are a bit ahead of their game. Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly. Now, were you there when I was playing with the average of 20, 50 and 100?
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, before you changed this, yeah, it was 20, 50.
Were you there earlier?
20, 50 and 200.
Right. So that is when you realize, that is by 200. That is by when you realize how I was letting go because I was following a different trend of a bigger time frame. So I can use this on a day trade with a lower exponential average and get a faster returns. Now, Kamal, can you zoom out and show me the indicators, below indicators also?
Another question that I've got is, so here we are looking at only the EMA, but where do these RSI and CCI come into picture in these particular part of stocks? Because I know, unless I missed something in the beginning wherein...
No, I did not discuss my 3 favorite indicators earlier at all. I just got him to fix it up. We did not discuss it. I'll discuss it now.
God, thank you so much.
Now, when we first sold off in February, can you come to that point? February 20th, we first sold off. Aditya, where is Williams R? Minus 35.
Yeah.
Where is CCI? Minus 38. Where is RSI?
49.
49.
Yeah.
And on the way down. And Williams R has moved from minus 20 down. It is currently at minus 20. Just a candle before it, it would have been at minus 20. Remember when we were doing earlier, we were talking about Williams R working from 0 to 100, 0 to minus 100. So minus 10, minus 20, you would sell because you are into an overbought position. You would sell. That is how the market fell down. Right?
Yeah.
Now, in the revised this thing, we rebought this on April. On the crossover, first crossover. Yes, this one. What date was that?
April 9th.
Now, where is Williams R before that? Now you realize that Williams R gave you an indication almost about, can you move your cursor to your left? Yes, to this extent. And see where the price level candle is? At the rock bottom. And Williams R tells you, my dear friend, you are at minus 100 or minus
Minus 99.
99. My dear friend, you are at minus 99. Please buy me. Where is RSI? 18. Please buy me. Where is CCI? Minus 142. Please buy me. Had you bought at that date, what is the highest of that date? 8160. Right, Aditya? 8160.
Yeah.
Now move to your right, Kamal. That's it. That was 8160. We bought it at. Now Williams R is showing it to you as minus 1. He's saying, my dear friend, get out because you're going to fall. It did not fall. It still went up. Now, at that point in time, you also realize the moving averages have crossed over. The 5 moving average has just crossed over from below into EMA 13. It's giving you strength. That means I am coming in with power and I'm crossing my resistance of 13. Right? It moves up. Now you want to sell over here, you sell over here, else you carry on.
So, sir, another question that I've got is, so how will you determine like it is going to, it still has the power to go up and we can still be in the game instead of selling it? Like what criteria do we look at this point?
Right, right. Aditya, earlier when I was playing with, telling you in the earlier sessions, I was only using 3 indicators, Williams R, CCI and RSI.
RSI,
Am I right?
Yeah.
I did not use the moving averages at all.
Yep, correct.
Right? Now I've introduced you a new concept of moving averages also. Now a moving average of EMA 5 is crossing from below and taking away EMA 13. So I am actually, my 1 week's momentum is stronger than my 3 weeks momentum. So that means I am coming in with a strength. So I will continue to go further.
Oh, okay. So if I'm getting this right, we look at the most minimum time frame strength.
Yes, that is the most, the latest momentum is on the latest one. No?
Okay, got it. So if we take the case of 20 and of 13 and 29, we consider 13. If we take the case of 5 and 13, we take the case of 5. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
So then I continued with the strength and I moved to the next point of crossover, which was to your left, to your left, to your left. This one. This is the crossover.
Yeah.
Of blue and red. Now, if I go 1 or 2 candles before, look at the RSI. 2 candles before this on your left, Kamal. 2 candles on your left. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. Look at the RSI value and look at the Williams R to your left. To your left. That's it. just before the crossover, again by Williams, are you telling me something else? That I'm in the overbought zone, I am going to fall down. That is why Williams R and CCI are leading indicators. They will tell you in advance what's going to happen next. Kamal, can you add Bollinger Band to this chart?
20,2 is okay.
20,2 is okay. This will add further into our theory of crossing over and where are we crossing over from. Now, a 20 EMA is also the mid Bollinger Band. So I can even remove the 20 EMA. If I remove the 20 EMA, it's all right. Because a 20 EMA is same as the mid Bollinger Band. Clear? Aditya, are you clear on this?
Sir, if you can just explain this Bollinger part thing again, I just couldn't get it properly.
Bollingers are simple, that it gives you a scope or the zone in which your price is going to move. If it starts becoming squeezing yourself, say as it was in December, Jan, Feb, it was a very squeezed Bollinger Band, working in a very narrow range. And it's only in late Feb that the Bollinger Band expanded and again squeezed a little bit in the month of this come further to your right, Kamal. Further, something around 11,000. You're right. Yes. Over here, it again squeezed.
Okay.
Right? The band was wide open. Now in Bollingers, understand how the Bollingers are moving. The upper Bollinger and the lower Bollinger. In February end, when we sold off, the lower Bollinger Band just dipped. It just turned and dipped down. And the upper Bollinger Band took an upward division because it had to open up the spectrum. And then it dipped later. Now, when it dipped later, it will then again start coming up. Now, when it starts climbing and your lower Bollinger Band has reversed, your lower Bollinger Band reverses first, the upper Bollinger Band will dip further and flatten out or reverse later. That is the time that you realize that you have strength coming back to the market, time to buy. So that means I would have bought about 1 week prior to where we currently are. At this level, yes. No, at this level. To your right, the dip or to your right, at this level. Why? My Bollinger Band has moved up. The lower Bollinger has moved up. There's a high probability that the market will turn and go up from here. High probability market will turn and move up from here. Right?
Yeah. So
Similarly,
one question that I got here is, hello.
Tell me.
Yeah. So here, so basically, as per your explanation, so the lower Bollinger Band is like a leading indicator to the upper Bollinger Band, right? So one question that I've got is there any way that it might go much more lower than what it is at the moment?
So, Kamal, we were talking about the lowest point of that date, which was there. Yeah. To your left. Lowest to your left.
This one?
Yeah, this one. What is the rate? 7,500.
Yes.
And I would have 800 to 7,500, just a 500 point dip. I'm taking that risk. I may not wait for that long, but that's a risk I will take. That the lower Bollinger Band gave me an indication that the trend is going to change.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes. So the lower Bollinger Band gave me an indication that the trend is changing. Now at that point, the price is 800, 8,000. The crossover happens 2 candles later. And the price is 8,900.
Yeah, 8,904. Yeah. Okay.
Just in about 2 or 3 days, it moved up 900 points.
God, okay.
Right? Now, either I buy at 8,900 and carry on till this point where we are at about 9,200. Yes, that's part. To your left, to your right. To your right, Kamal. Two candles to your right. That's it. 9,350 is the lowest point.
Where again there is a crossover.
8,500 to 9,350 just on the EMA crossover.
Okay.
Just on the EMA crossover. That itself was about 850 points. And if I have sold at 9,350, which is the lowest point, Kamal, move to your right another 4-5 candles. Yeah, at this point. 9,350. Right? I have another 300 points movement before I can buy it again. I can now re-enter at 9,100 or 9,050, depending upon how good a trader am I. And how many days movement was this? 300 point was how many days movement?
Just 2 weeks. Okay, May 14th, and this one is May 27th.
Yeah, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I've got 350 points on Bank Nifty without any stop losses being hit. But I'm just playing on EMA movement only. That means I'm not looking at Williams-R, I'm not looking at Bollinger, I'm not looking at any other indicator. I'm only looking at EMA movements. And if I enter in here at 9,200 or 9,100 also, I buy at 9,100 on the 27th of May, 9,100 on 27th of May, I go without selling it all the way up to here, which is 11,300. That's a 2,200 point movement from May to September. May, June, July, August. Almost about 3.5 months, 3.5 to 4 months. Right, Aditya?
Yeah, now I think now it's more clear, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Raj, did you enjoy this? Though you were a different kind of a player, I know that. But for your swing trades, to build up a portfolio, you could use such a technique also. And you need not look at this chart on a daily basis, Aditya and Raj. You look at this chart only once a week, every Saturday after having your breakfast or after having your lunch before you go for your afternoon siesta. A 10-minute process only.